Greetings, fans. Welcome to Cooking with a Side of Snide. I'm your hostess, Lisa. I am now going to make meatballs that are made from pork shoulder. I'm wearing the same outfit as in the polenta video because it's the same day. But we're not actually having these meatballs for dinner tonight because I got those out of the freezer this morning. This is what they will look like eventually. Hopefully you'll see that eventually. Anyway, it starts with a mess of pork shoulder. This is a lot of pork shoulder, which I think is also called pork butt, I think. I don't really know what part of the pig it is. I think it's the shoulder. Hope it's not the butt. I don't really know because this is a fake cooking show and I don't really know anything. Nevertheless, the first step is to grind all this pork. And I have my fancy ass, oops, sorry kids, my fancy KitchenAid mixer with a grinder attachment. Oh, it's the best thing ever. After all those great Penzeys spices that I always talk about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly put this pork through this grinder. It's gonna be loud, so here we go. Oops, it's not plugged in. Let's see if it is. Oh, that's what I need to. Here we go. There we go. I don't even know how my machine works. All right, so start grinding it. See, it comes out there. Put it in here, and it comes out there. It's really cool. This is a really great thing. This is what we use when we make sausage, too. All right, so that's how that goes. Grind the meat, grind the meat, grind the meat. Push it down with this. I don't know if that's what this is for, but it's what I use it for. And so there we go. I'm not going to make you watch me grind all this meat because really that's kind of boring. But so I'm going to grind all this meat and then I'll be back with the rest of the recipe. Bye. All right, I'm back. So it turns out that I had 3 pounds, 3 pounds of pork. Let's make a lot of meatballs. So 3 pounds of pork, the recipe was for a pound of ground beef. So you can use beef, you can use pork, you can use chicken, you can use whatever you want. I don't care. Veal, whatever. Anyway, so 3 pounds of pork means I have to triple all the other ingredients. So in the bowl, there's 3 pounds of pork, 3 eggs, 3 cups of breadcrumbs that have been seasoned, some salt and pepper, a chopped onion, and some garlic. I use garlic powder this time. Doesn't really matter. You chop garlic if you want. And what I consider to be an essential ingredient for meatballs is fennel seed, which I whipped through my Vitamix for a few seconds so it kind of got ground up, but not completely. And now with gloved hands, I'm going to mix this all together. By the way, these gloves, if you're somebody that likes to wear gloves when you grocery shop like me during the pandemic, they have these at Walgreens all the time. They never run out of them, and they're really cheap, so go get them at Walgreens. So here we go. We're going to just basically, you should probably be wearing an apron. Mix it all together. The recipe says don't overmix, so don't overmix. Now, yeah, pork shoulder is really fatty. So if you want something that doesn't have as much fat as these are going to have in it, yeah, I would use maybe a leaner beef. Or you could even, I'm sure you can even do this with poultry. I'm sure it's going to taste fine because all the other ingredients. So I'm just going to incorporate it, not too much, until it's sort of all together. And you can sort of see there over my left shoulder, I have 2 pans covered with parchment paper. Or you can use foil if you don't have parchment paper. It's not a requirement. I'm going to bake these because they're fatty enough. Let's not fry them. And so screw the recipe. I'm actually going to incorporate this pretty well because I can. But it's kind of smushy gushy. So what I'm going to do before I make any meatballs is I'm going to take a small amount of it and cook it on the stove. Oven's ready. Cook it on the stove. Make sure it's seasoned enough. Mostly that means I just want to make sure there's enough salt and pepper in there. So I'm going to take a little tiny bit of it here, a little teeny patty. Throw it in my brand new all-clad pan. Yay, I got more all-clad. And cook that up and make sure that it's properly seasoned so that when I make the meatballs, they taste good. Pretty obvious, right? All right, so that's all for now. I will be back shortly when I'm actually making meatballs. Bye. I'm back. So it turns out it was actually pretty good. I didn't need to add anything. I thought it would need more salt, but it did not. So once again, gloves, fresh gloves. A little sip. You know what they say. Spoonful of vodka helps the volume go down. Anyway, I'm now gonna make some meatballs, and I'm guessing I'm gonna make about 6,000 or so. I have no idea how many this is gonna make. A lot. So I'll make a few here for you on camera. Pretty easy. Just form them into a ball and place them on the tray like that. Yeah, this is not a real cooking show, as you know, but I actually do occasionally give good advice. You have to make sure that these are thoroughly cooked. They are pork. I know there's a lot of people now that are saying you can eat pork kind of medium. I might do that with pork tenderloin, or even maybe a pork loin chop, but these, cook them all the way through. They're just, I think it's better. So I'm just gonna, these are humongous, and they will take forever probably to cook. It says 30 minutes on the recipe, but I don't know. I'll just keep an eye on it. The oven is at 350, well, 375 actually, because that's what I have to put it on to make it be 350. Nevertheless, there's 4 beautifully formed meatballs there, and I'm gonna make the rest, and when they're ready to go to the oven, I will show you that thrilling event, me putting them in the oven. Bye. Okay, so the meatballs are made. I made 18 gigantic meatballs, so they'll like feed the 5,000. Although I don't think they had meatballs there. It was bread and loaves and fishes. But anyway, if there were meatballs, Jesus would have passed these out. So I'm gonna put them in. They probably will take much longer than 30 minutes. I'm gonna go with 45 probably. And what I'm going to do before I get them out for reals, I'm going to use a meat thermometer or a food thermometer and make sure that they are cooked properly. So there's a little controversy in my mind about pork. I think I already said this, but I'm gonna probably cook them till it says 150 and then get them out, and then they'll continue cooking a little bit more and they will be thoroughly cooked. The thermometer I have says 165, but I think they'll be overcooked at 165. I don't know. I wouldn't mind some opinions on that if any of you know, because as you know, this is a fake cooking show and I don't know anything. So I'm gonna put them in the oven now, and I will meet up with you when they're at 150 degrees. So I got them out when it said 150, not done. So they're back in the oven till 165. Take my advice, you don't want to eat undercooked pork. Okay, well, as you can see or hear, my thermometer's beeping. So we're gonna go see if they're actually done. I'm guessing they are at this point. They look much better. Much better. I don't actually see any raw meat. I don't know where I'm going to put them here, I guess. Shut the oven off. Yeah, these are definitely looking better than the ones previously. So we're going to go with these are done. Just want to show you this really nifty little pouch. I just got this new, it's called ThermPro. And I really love it because you turn it on and it has little pictures of the animals, which I think is hilarious. So you turn it on, then you click a button, and then it shows you all these animals here. See all the animals at the bottom, and then you click on one, and that's for chicken, and then you click on another one, and then it's for something else, and it's very cool. Anyway, I love it. It works beautifully. So that's the meatballs. I hope you have enjoyed my silly cooking video. And bon appetit.